Thinking about getting a hamster? Before you head to the pet store and grab a tiny cage and a wheel, hold up. In this video, I'll walk you through everything a hamster actually needs to live a happy, healthy life, from the right kind of enclosure to the best food, bedding, and enrichment. Whether you're a first-time hamster parent or looking to upgrade your setup, I'm here to hopefully help with a complete starter guide. The first thing you need is a hamster cage or enclosure, and not just any cage. Your hamster needs space. The minimum recommended size is 775 square inches of unbroken floor space, which is about a 3-foot by 2-foot cage. This is a lot bigger than most cages you'll find at the pet store, and there's a reason for that. Think wide and flat cages, not tall. Hamsters aren't climbers, they're burrowers. They need room to dig, tunnel, and explore across the floor and not up and down levels. Barred cages can also cause issues. Tiny species like Roborowskis can squeeze through the bars, and even larger hamsters often develop a condition called bar rub, caused by the repeated chewing or rubbing their faces against the bars. It's usually a sign that the enclosure is too small or lacking stimulation. This is why large glass tanks, bin cages, DIY cages, or safe commercial enclosures are much better options. I'll pop a few examples up on the screen, and you can find them linked in the description below that I would personally recommend. Next up is bedding, and not just a sprinkle across the floor. Hamsters need at least 6 inches of diggable bedding, but more is better. In the wild, they build deep, complex tunnels, and giving them the room to do so helps reduce stress and encourage natural behaviors. Go for unscented, paper-based bedding. It's soft and absorbent and safe for their respiratory systems. Avoid anything scented or made from pine or cedar shavings. Those can cause respiratory irritation and even long-term health issues, which we certainly don't want. My personal favorite is KT Clean & Cozy white paper bedding, but there are a lot of brands out there. You want to make sure the bedding is as dust-free as possible and doesn't have any other materials mixed in. I'll share a few other popular options up on the screen. The third item you'll need is a proper wheel. A wheel isn't just a fun accessory. It's essential for your hamster's physical and mental health. In the wild, hamsters can run for miles each night, and a wheel gives them a safe space to burn off that energy. But not all wheels are safe. You'll want a solid surface wheel, meaning there's no mesh or no wire. This helps you avoid foot injuries. Size matters too. For dwarf hamsters, the wheel should be at least 8 inches in diameter, and for Syrian hamsters, 11 to 12 inches. If the wheel is too small, your hamster's back will arch unnaturally while running, which can cause long-term back damage. My favorite wheel is the Buke Estate Silent Wheel for dwarf hamsters. This comes in a variety of colors and different sizes. And for Syrians, I prefer the Night Angel Super Silent Wheel. This also comes in a variety of sizes and colors. While they're both on the pricier side, they're totally worth it. They last a long time, are easy to clean, and actually silent. If you've ever owned a hamster, you know how loud and squeaky wheels can get at night. But these ones have never kept me up. The fourth thing you're going to need is hides. Hamsters are prey animals, which means they'll need places to feel safe and secure. That's where hides come in. Look for hides made of wood, cork, ceramic, or safe paper materials, and avoid anything plastic or painted unless it's properly sealed and non-toxic. Ceramic hides are one of my favorite. They're not only chew safe, but also help keep your hamster cool in warmer temperatures, especially in the summer. Here are some examples of the hides I use. For my Syrian hamster, I have a ceramic mushroom hide. I also have a large ceramic castle hide, which is one of his favorites. It's important you get hides that are big enough to fit your hamster. Syrian hamsters are going to need much larger hides than any of the dwarf hamsters. And for my Roborowski hamster, this coconut hide is one of his favorites. Roborowskis are dwarf hamsters, so their hides can be smaller than Syrians. Chip just woke up from a nap, so he's pretty sleepy, but he's munching on some snacks in there right now. Here's another example of a hide that I use for my Roborowski hamster. The fifth thing you're going to need is enrichment. Beyond hiding spots, enrichment is super important. Hamsters love to dig, climb, chew, and forage, so a good setup includes things like tunnels. This is a grass tunnel, and this is a cork log tunnel. Logs or roots are also great to include. This is grapevine wood, and this is a bamboo root. These add some natural textures for your hamsters to climb on. This is a dig box filled with corn cob substrate. It's important to use substrates that are safe for hamsters. Here are some that I recommend. Dig boxes are great because your hamster will love to dig around and explore in these, and you can also hide some treats inside. Aim to include at least 2 substrate bins, but if you have to pick, make sure you include a sand bath. Sand is super important for hamsters because they don't bathe in water, they bathe in sand. Hamsters use the sand to clean their fur and maintain a healthy skin, and the sand helps absorb excess oils. It's part of their natural grooming routine. You want to look for options like reptile sand with no added calcium or dyes, or sand specifically made for small animals. Many hamsters also choose to pee in their sand bath, which makes cleaning way easier. Instead of having to dig through all their bedding, you can simply scoop out the soiled sand and replace it. Sprays are also a great form of enrichment. Sprays allow your hamster to exhibit natural behaviors that they would in the wild when they're foraging for food. I have a whole video on what sprays are safe for your hamsters if you want to check that out afterwards. Chews are essential for hamsters because their teeth never stop growing. Safe, natural chews help keep them healthy, trimmed, and pain-free. The next thing you're going to need is platforms. For all of the heavy items such as dig boxes, the wheel, and ceramic huts, you're going to want to put them on platforms. This will prevent those items from crushing the hamsters when they're digging below. These are really important. Make sure you select a wood that's hamster safe, such as often your hamsters will like to nibble on these. Something I really recommend you get your hamster is a multi-chamber hut. So this is a combination between a platform and a hide, so you get 2 for the price of 1. As I mentioned, hamsters like to dig burrows in the wild. In these burrows, they have separate rooms for different purposes. For example, one purpose of this room could be for sleeping, and then this room could be for going to the bathroom. This multi-chamber hut really helps emulate that burrow system in their cage. There's a ton of different shapes for multi-chamber huts. This is just a corner one I have, and it will have a platform lid. So this is how it will work as a platform and a hide. So we turn this into a platform by adding legs. You won't be able to fit 6 inches of bedding without attaching legs, so it's important to do so that your hamster can also burrow underneath. These legs are just wooden cylinders that you can either build yourself or you can order online to attach to the corners of these multi-chamber huts. Once again, I'm going to link these items in the description. And then the 7th and final thing that you'll need for your new hamster is food and water. A healthy hamster needs species-appropriate seed mix, not just plain pellets. You want to avoid sugary mixes that are made for hamsters and other species, as these are not usually balanced enough. A good rule is if you're seeing a lot of really bright colors, it may look great, but it's probably not super nutritional. You want to be able to see the individual seeds. You can serve your seed mix in a dish, or you can scatter it around, which I personally do. This allows your hamster to dig around the cage and look for the mix, giving them more exercise. In addition to the seed mix, you should also offer small portions of safe fruit, nuts, and vegetables a few times a week. I'll link a list of safe hamster foods in the description below so that you can see what is generally recommended for hamsters. For water, we have 2 options, a water bottle or a water bowl. I like using both. Some hamsters prefer the bottle and some will prefer the bowl, but giving them both lets them choose which one they want, and the bottle kind of acts as a backup. If the water bowl gets empty, then they always have a source of water. You should be changing your hamster's water every day. Now that you know what they need, check out my video on how to actually set up your hamster's cage. I'll link it in the corner and in the description below. If this video helped, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more hamster care tips. Thanks for watching!